We will be reading down through the rows like this. However, it's a very free-flowing reading, so messages can be intercepted throughout any portion of the reading or added to or put next to another card or message. So feel free to, put them together as you most feel they fit for you in your life. Starting off on this left-hand column, we have the Hermit and then Community and then the Opportunity to Forgive. Now, they kind of seem to me a little bit odd pairing, but we'll work through them and see what messages come out. So the Hermit is about spending time alone in your mind, actually, sort of using your intellectual capacity, which Geminis are very capable of, and often you do live a lot in your mind with that energy spinning around, the mind talk and the use of intellect. So that first word I gave you was trust, let go, and let God. Well, the Hermit is a little bit like that. It's about connecting again with source energies or, universe energies or the greater essence, collective consciousness, that type of thing. And often when we take some time out from our busy schedules and our hectic life and we just sort of become a wee bit reclusive, meditate or spend some time alone and ponder where we want to go and what it is that we're really searching for, we become illuminated. We find the answers, and that's what the Hermit is. So it could be suggesting that by spending some time alone, you might find out what it is you're actually seeking at the moment, and you might be given an insight or a way forward without you fully understanding how it originated or where it came from. And that might be the whole inference of letting the need to control go, because sometimes things are delivered to us when we least expect it in the most unusual ways, and the Hermit can be part of that pathway. So some of you might find this amazing experience of going within and finding some answers or finding some insight or becoming illuminated with prospects or areas or directions heading forth in life. Then the card underneath it is the Community, and it does definitely show us here 3 beautiful girls standing there in a very pleasant atmosphere. Often this can represent social outings or togetherness with people. So you've been alone with the Hermit and then you are joining in somehow or connecting back with people. And it could be community projects or associations or groups or societies, or it could be your close friends or family members. But it generally bodes a supporting network of people that you feel comfortable with, who can help you with your ideas or where you're working to or the way you're heading. And underneath where it says the opportunity to forgive, maybe there's been something on your mind around relationships and you've been a bit annoyed with certain people in your life, and perhaps you've been thinking, yeah, maybe I do need to let some of them go, and maybe I'm choosing to leave some relationships. Maybe there has been some heated discussions around you, but it feels as though there might be a door opening, and maybe it's possibly because you retreated a bit and rethought some strategies out that could enable you to allow forgiveness to come into your life. If someone has done something wrong or belittled you or backtracked on an offer or a behaviour or the way they've been within a relationship or a project, it's telling you a little bit that the opportunity to forgive would benefit both you and them and perhaps the situation. And over here, this is a very similar card, the one that says innocence, because it actually says we're often pushed the hardest when we find the most painful situations that come to us, but they're there to teach us and to help us to grow and to help us to see bigger and wider perspectives. So they're saying everyone really is innocent when something happens in our life. There's no use standing here putting blame out. You just say, okay, fine, it is what it is, let's move on. We'll move on out and we'll move into the next stage or phase. So take those messages however they're coming to you. For some of you, it's going to really connect and you're going to understand what that's all about. And for others, you'll probably go, okay, well, I'll think about it. Coming to the second column, we see the 10 of Wands up at the very top up there. I'll see if I can refocus these cards a little, the lens a bit more. The 10 is often about the ends of journeys, and underneath you have the 1. So it's as if a whole cycle of something is going on even in this column, the second column. So the Ten of Wands can be about creativity or a career, a working project, or something you're passionate about. It can be especially relevant if people are artistic or designing or building something from scratch, bringing it from the third dimensional thought realm into this physical realm. Now, it could be a project you've been working on for a long time, or it could be an idea that's been evolving, or it could be a career path and you are moving out of it now and ready to move into something new. It generally tells you you've learnt a lot along the way, you have gained a lot of insight and a lot of wisdom, and that you take forward with you, and it's actually invaluable as you continue your journey, wherever it may be. So if it's work or career or passions or hobbies or just your private life, it's invaluable what you've learned up to this point. And you get beneath it the sun. And in the traditional tarot, the sun is such a marvellous deck of new beginnings, new opportunities, fertility, ideas, conception. So it's the same for this card. It's about the birthing of something. Some of you could find a pregnancy. Some could be about to have a baby in the month of May. Some could be finding that there is a new relationship coming, or a new business idea or opportunity or project. So there's many different reasons, and for each and every one of you it will tend to have a different significance, but the sun brings to us new life, basically, at every level. This could even be a health issue for some of you, turning over the cycle of something that's been a bit arduous and been draining and been going on and on for ages, but yay ho, here it comes, the new cycle coming in. This law of attraction is just, to me, is a reminder that what we think we attract, what we put our energy into, we attract. So it's suggesting each thought is an investment that pays further or immediate dividends, so invest wisely. You have the power to choose your thoughts and align them with love, peace, and harmony. At your request, we will gladly attune your energies to higher frequencies. So again, there's a lot of these ones down here, probably all four of them, are giving the hint that something's been going on with some possibly relationships. It could involve your working relationships, and it feels as though people have been coming and going. There may have been some blame involved or some arguments around, and that you feel it's been like in your face, or too much, taking too much effort and time, or really engaging a lot of your life and energy. So you've been focusing on it, and it's been just carrying on going. When you put another log on the fire keeps burning. So remember that opportunity to forgive. Allow understanding and forgiveness and tolerance and non-judgment. And then you will focus on the more positives in life. And when you focus on those, that's what you will attract in. And then you will understand that the pathway really is of innocence. No one is necessarily out there determinedly beguiling us or bringing us down. It's just that it can happen along the pathways. So by moving aside from all that tension and animosity and stuff that's going on in the background, we realign ourselves. And in the end, us as individuals are the most important ones. It's not, you don't have to be fretting or worrying about everyone else. Put yourself first and your own needs first, and get your house in shape before you try and ship up and shape out anyone else's house. So bring your thoughts back into positive harmony alignment, and you'll travel much further, and you'll feel much lighter, and more positivity will come. This column here is really talking about endings, and we saw that in the very first words I said to you, that there could be someone leaving or an ending. This card can represent close relationships, sometimes a marriage relationship, or a close partner, or even a sibling, a very close friend, something like that. It can show up when there has been an affair involved, so when 3 people have been involved. It can also be the beginning of something like a divorce proceedings or a separation. However, it doesn't have to be that. What it can suggest is that there needs to be some sort of really careful negotiation and mediation in terms of communication with this relationship if you want to keep it going. So it's possible through love and caution and the right words and the opportunity to forgive that this can be healed. So if it's a relationship or a person that you still want in your life, then try all of the methods down here that have been given to you about healing and staying in alignment, and offering forgiveness and acceptance. And in saying that, I should stop there because I jumped, didn't I? I didn't actually do this line, so we'd better come back and do it. The Queen of Rods is often known as a fire sign person, and she can be an older person. She is like her wands, 10 of wands next to her. She's creative and passionate. She's resourceful. She's strong-minded and opinionated often, and usually full of strength, energy and vitality. So this could be someone in your life who, for some of you, could be a new potential partner coming in, or like a romantic partner, or a business partner, or an employer, or an employee. She could be someone that you go to for seeking advice, such as a mentor or a lawyer, or someone from the community who you go to see, who gives you information about stuff pertaining to ideas that you've got. So she could be along those lines as well. She can often be involved in the creative arts side of life, so filming, books, writing, things like that. Underneath, though, is this daughter romance. So there's a possibility that for some of you, she is a romantic figure, or somehow involved in the romance in your life in one way. If it's not her that's involved in it, and I mean literally she could be someone who introduces you to a new romantic figure as well, or she could be your current romantic partner and it's time to pay some attention to her, or you're focusing on her during the month. But this daughter romance definitely suggests that there is feelings of love and new flourishing and blooming and movement and change in the air. And we see that with new opportunities with the sun, new romance possibly coming, going on a journey, changing direction. So for some of you Geminis, it's May is a month of lifting things up, moving it all around and shuffling it like a deck of cards, thinking and re-strategizing because of the Hermit, and possibly moving some people out or moving them around or shipping them all around and considering new viable options and opportunities. So we've talked about the Innocence card here a little bit at the bottom, and just allowing everyone to understand that most times when situations get out of control or something major occurs, it wasn't necessarily designed right from the beginning to end up in that way, but it's often just gets out of control actually. And once it's like letting a train go at the top of the tracks on the top of a mountain, it's very, very hard to stop it. So sometimes that's how things can get out of control, and nobody really wanted it to be like that. I also see this angel cradling a baby. We see a baby here, and we see this sun, which is often fertility. So for some of you, you might be wanting to try for the conception of a pregnancy, or there might be a new child coming into your life, either as a born baby, or perhaps a blended family situation, or a new pet can often be around when these cards are here as well. And if it's not that, then it's probably the conception of a very new fertile idea that is going to take you forward through the rest of the year and even further beyond that. So we'll finally get up to here and start this row. I've already been talking about it, as you can see and recall. There's not a lot more to say than what I was actually saying. So the journey could be in reference to the fact that you could choose to leave the situation or the relationship, or you feel it might be on a new journey. When this is here, it's likely that the relationship, even if it stays, will never be the same again. It will go in a new direction, and that's what we've definitely got here. So possibly some of you will find that a very close relationship or partnership, and this could be a business partnership, is about to take a major turn, and it won't stay the way it was. So this is usually for the better, especially if you negotiate through it. and you manage to resolve the issues, it will head in a better direction. If it goes by the wayside and people decide it's time to move on, then you are on a new journey, clearly. And this can be from your own decision, possibly also from their end. But new journeys are like the fall. This is the starting of a whole new epic beginning. And we've seen that up here with this 10 of Wands and the 1, and now this, and now this. So there is a lot of change and growth coming your way, and possibly some of it is unexpected, or it's coming, as I said at the beginning, when you may not have fully understood it or been prepared for it. The final card, the change in direction, we've kind of talked about it a little bit throughout the reading, in as much that it's very much the same as the others that I've just mentioned. This can be the birth of a child or a new pet or extended families or blended families coming together. It can be the birth of a brand new idea or the opening of a business or some sort of entrepreneurial partnership or liaison coming together as well. So there we are, Gemini. I think you have a really busy sort of reading within there. There's a lot that each card could represent, and I could talk for a lot longer, but I know there's a kind of a time limit where everyone just phases out and goes, yeah, that's enough.